We killing them. We killing them. We killing them. Okay. Boom. Okay. Let me send you the link. Get you the link right here.
Boy, total profit 9,700, bro.
Well, minus the losses.
Where's the
I
losses?
today I did net profit. Today I did net profit about $5,500 cash. I know, bro. I
God,
know, bro.
brother.
I know,
Damn it, bro, master.
bro, master.
Holy shit balls, man.
Oh, tell me about it.
Damn it. Yo,
If I was trading
slick.
NQ, if I was trading NQ, okay, that would have been at least minimum 15 to 20 racks if I was trading
I
NQ.
just slaved 7 days, bro, in the heat for that, bro.
I'm telling you, man, this is gonna change your life in 3 to 6 months when you really lock in on this, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm locked in, bro. Trust me. I'm like, this is the start of it right here.
Okay, I'm up.
You got to get to day one to get to day 80, brother.
Yeah, you ain't lying. But I will show you this drop that I called the top, bro. You're gonna be like, yo, that's
All right,
crazy.
so just send me that link. Is that the one I'm supposed to get on?
Yeah,
All right,
that's the one you got to get it done. Okay, let's go. 5 minutes.
all right, I'm on it.
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm gonna jump on it. So I'm gonna show you the trade that I called out, bro. Okay, you ready? Okay. Okay. Here it goes right here. Don't. And if you did you ever get a chance to watch my opening trade, the live trade or not?
Hey, your value. It's like lagging over here.
Is it? It's probably gonna be lagging because we're on the phone and the YouTube thing. But if you want, I can shut off the phone and you text me any questions.
No, no, no. It's all good. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So check this out. So today, okay, if you didn't watch the market or the opening market video that I sent you this morning, so you can watch the video on that and watch what we did when market opened. Okay. This is going over the second half of the day. Okay. Right after 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock, usually trades start to develop really good. Well, this one developed a little bit early at 12:20, at 12 what was it, 12:26. Okay. Okay, 12:37, whatever. What time was that? Dum dum dum. 12:37. All right, you looking at my screen?
Yeah,
All right, so down here, do you see down here where it says 12:37, right? You see my cursor down there?
at the bottom right. Yeah,
12:36.
yeah. 12:35.
Okay, that's when I called. That's when I said I'm back in the cell. Okay.
And you called it.
I'm back in right there at the top because if you look below, I said, "Hey guys, I'm in a cell," and then I got
Yeah.
boom, I got stopped out. Okay, I got stopped out, and then okay, I
Hold
got
on.
back.
So you. What do you? Okay, hold on. When you say you got stopped out, are you talking about that green line right under the one that's moving up and down?
Um,
You said I got stopped out.
right, I got stopped out. So I entered a cell like right here. Okay, around like 12:01. Okay, 12:01, 12:02, because it we were breaking under. You see this green line right here?
Yeah.
Okay, this green line, I'm gonna make it dotted right here. You see this
I
green
see
line
it.
right here?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna make it bold now. So this green line, it was a very important line, and I don't want to get into the details. I don't want to whatever, but it's a very important line. This green dotted line. So right when we were coming down to cross it,
Hold on. Why you say that? Why is it?
oh, okay. Well, if you wanted, okay, let me explain why this green line is so important. So when you back up here, okay, and we come out to the let's do the 5 minute. Okay, maybe we're gonna have to do the 30 minute so we can see it. Okay, here we go. So you see this 0% right here,
Where
where my
your
cursor is
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
It's right here at the bottom where we bottomed out. So I put the fib right here, and then see how we ran all the way up to 100%, and we topped out here, right here.
Yeah.
So this is 100% of this move, this total move
Okay.
that took from June 10th to June 16th. Okay. So that's why this 50% right here, this is the 50% mark from that big move. I know.
Where? Oh, that green one.
Yeah, you see this green one, this dotted one?
Yeah.
You see the 50% right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this 50% here. Let me zoom in. Oh, whoops. Let me zoom in.
So from this 10 to that is
You,
you took a trade, is what you're saying?
so this is why this level is so important. So over like the past like 3.5 years, I notice that when you have these big extensive moves over the course of like what was this 5 days a week or whatever, okay, and then we finally topped out and couldn't go any higher. I know that when that happens, price always comes back down to 50% to retest it, to see if we're going to keep going higher or lower in the market.
Okay.
Okay. And
so when it tested, what made you say, okay, it's gonna go lower?
Exactly. So let's zoom over here. So I already know this is a huge level. And if you watch the last night's video that I put out, I said that since we broke this previous day VWAP band, that we were going to come down here to this VWAP level. That's what I took this trade from here to here and made that $1,300 and something dollars. When I made the video last night explaining that on the in the group, and I can send you that video if you want.
Because of the M. Now where's the M? Where's the M for?
Oh, the M.
Because you said you called that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. Look at this M right here. So if you look, this is the M right here. M. And it came up to where? 31,000. And in the group message before this happened on this trading day, I told the group we're gonna go up to 31,000 and test it, because if we,
That's the 100% range.
right, we had to retest this zone to see if we're gonna keep going up or we're gonna not be able to pass it and come back down. And I told him like, yo, I can see on the higher time frame on the 30-minute, this could be a M. I already know in the past, every time we get to a 1,000s place or a 900s place, every time, bro, there's a huge institutional sellers there all the time. So knowing that and seeing that cycle happen over and over and over again, okay, for the past 3.5, 4 years, then you know that this could potentially become an M right here and come down. And it got verified last night when we broke this when we broke this previous day lower standard deviation band. Because once you break this, especially in a night session, you always trend down. Now, did I think we are going to get down this low? No. But if if I was awake and I was trading it and I saw that we couldn't hold this VWAP level,
The 3,400 line.
huh?
The 3,400 line.
What's the 3,400 line?
Is that the one you're touching on?
Oh, right here, this one.
In the middle. No, in the middle.
To the
right there where the M was coming down. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that line right there.
Yeah. I was actually pointing at. Let me see. If I can get it?
It says 3040, right?
That
dotted line that you're on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it probably does. Let me see. I wasn't looking at. I'm just looking right here. It was right 30,428. Yeah, 30,428 right here. So right at this level, right here, where this, you see this blue VWAP band right here?
Yeah.
So right here, when we break under this VWAP band and we can't get above it, you see how I have my zones? We broke
Yeah.
down and look, boom, we couldn't get back up above it into here. And then we started to go into each one of my zones. So look, boom, boom, boom. And then you saw we couldn't hold this zone right here. Then what happened? Boom, we flushed down into this, these trend lines and this VWAP. Okay, couldn't hold, just kept flushing. And then
Okay, so VWAP, what is VWAP short for?
um, like middle volume? I don't know. Good question. VWAP. It's basically where the most volume's traded.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically where the most volume of orders are traded. It's the highest, volume. I
Okay,
think some
so what
people
made
even say it's like POC or something like that. I don't want to.
okay, so that one green candle right under the blue VWAP that you made, that one
Right
green
here,
one. Huh?
this one.
No, go up. It's wait, yeah, that one right there. That line that it touched. What made you mark that line?
This one.
The dotted line.
Yeah, this dotted line. All these
Dotted line.
levels are marked because they're, and I'm gonna get to that. Um, we got really off topic, by the way, really off topic. But I marked these by using, and that's what I was about to show you, the hourly candle. So wherever you have a lot amount of hourly candles, like the bodies lining up at, and I'm gonna show you how to identify that. That's where I put these lines at. So if you can't hold one of these levels, you're going to magnetize to the other one and so forth. And most of the time, your majority of the time you're going middle VWAP to middle VWAP, and that's what I'm going to explain to you how that works exactly. Okay, so first, but we got off topic. So I knew that this zone right here, this 50% zone, I knew that this was going to be a key level and that we always magnetize down to it. When you stall out here and you can't go higher, okay? And eh, when we go up and we can't go higher and we come back into this range, we make this, you can see this range. So basically this is our range right there. When we come back into this range, what happens is if you can't hold above this where this highlighted box is, if you can't hold above to keep going up, then what happens is you come all the way back down to VWAP right here. Okay. And if you can't hold VWAP, then you come to the bottom of this range down here. And if you can't hold this range that we've been in for how long? Since June 15th. So several days, several trading days. If we can't hold this, if we're either going to break up and keep going up and magnetize to a higher range, or we're going to
Back to
break
50.
down and we're going to retest the 50 right here. Okay. And this 50 is like a magnet. It pulls it all the way down here, the 50, always. Okay, and we got to test this and see, are we going to go up or down? Because if we can't hold this 50 area, we're not going to keep going up. And most importantly, once we do hold the 50, if we can't hold the 61.8, then for sure we're coming back down to the 50 and going to retest this one more time or fall back down through it. Okay,
All right.
so the main levels here, the second main level is here. You got to hold this immediately once you get above the 50. If not, you're coming
Hold on.
back
The
down to
first
the,
one where I don't see your first
oh,
one.
this,
The 50.
the 50 right here and the 61.8 right here.
It's froze. Hold on.
Okay, shoot.
Okay.
See,
There you
that's
go.
what
I
I
see it
hate,
now.
man, when I'm trading, if things start glitching on my end, or because it glitches on my end too sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I see it.
But yeah, you asked some really good questions, Reed. Really good questions. Um, those are very technical questions, which are good. But I really want to keep it simple, man. So let's get back to like, I want to just show you the strategy. Let's keep it super duper simple, because now what I'm teaching you is just, it starts to get really in depth. Like, I don't know if I just want to start with, the base, I guess, the foundation first. Okay. Foundation of everything, where it all begins, when New York session opens or when the real market opens, New York, which is the most traded volume session, and that's where all the big guys come in. Okay. Asian and London is, yeah, but New York is boom. Okay. So what we want to identify is how do we set up our trading idea right before market starts when the biggest trades and the big guys are coming into play. So what we want to do is we want to prepare for that battleground, I guess. Okay. And how do we do that? How do we prepare for the biggest session that's about to start? You know, you have to, this is what you do. So we want to come over here to the hourly. Okay, and we want to zoom in. And if you got a notepad or if you can record this, record it, man, because this is what you want to understand how this process works to the T. Okay, we just keep it simple. Just keep it this only this process right now. Don't even worry about nothing else. Okay. Hold on one second. Reed, what's up?
Oh, I don't want to go to school tomorrow.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Talk to your mom. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so the market opens at my time at 8:30 a.m. Your time 9:30 a.m. Okay. Read.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to map out the end of the Asian session or around the Asian session. Where are the most bodies of these candles lining up with? So if you look right here at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., where are all these candles? Where?
Hold on. It was lagging, so I backed out and came back in.
Oh shoot! You may need what's your what's the internet speed over there?
All right, I'm on. I see it.
Okay.
I'm live.
Okay, what did you miss? Tell me, like, what did you hear me say? Did you miss anything?
No. I heard everything you're saying. I just wasn't seeing the screen.
Okay. All right. So, do you see these bodies of these candle body is?
No, which the green and red?
Yeah. So the body is this whole red part, and the wick is where you have the line.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the bodies, and then you have the wicks.
Yeah.
We only want to look at the bodies.
Okay.
Okay, because we're on an hourly time frame, that means the higher the time frame, the stronger it is.
The stronger what is?
The stronger the support and resistance zones are.
Okay.
So if you're looking at 1 minute support and resistance zones, they're weak. Okay, they're babies. They don't know nothing. But if you look at the hourly or the weekly or the daily, those are the giants. Those are the bosses. Those are the levels that we want to look at.
Okay.
Okay, so how many bosses do we got right here? We got one boss, two boss, three boss, four bosses right here lined up. Okay. This is a huge support and resistance zone. Look where price is right now. We're still struggling trying to fight between this zone right now. Just a few seconds ago, price was up here and now it's fighting and it's coming down here. That's how strong this zone is. Look where we magnetize to right now after all this movement today, right here in this same zone. That's how strong it is. It's a magnet. You have to think of these zones like magnets. So look where the candle is right now. If we zoom in on the 1 minute, it's still been fighting the same zone all day.
Yeah.
You get it?
Uh-huh.
So if you got this huge magnet right here, what happens when you hold above the magnet? This huge magnet up top is gonna suck you all the way up there every time.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's how it works. It's like they're sucking you like a freaking vacuum. That's how you got to think of it. So, the minute you can identify a super key strong zone like we are right now, and we know it is because all the Asian candles and London candles finish there at the end of the Asian session in the beginning of the London session. Okay, that's where they're hanging out. That's where the banks are looking at those zones. So, that's why we map them. and it lined up with our 50%, which gives us a second, even stronger indicator that this is even a double, triple stronger zone because it lines up with the 50% on that big swing of things, if that makes sense.
Yes, it
So,
does.
what happens is if you can't hold this zone, what are you going to do? You're going to fall down to the next zones, and that's always the lowest bands here. Okay, this lower band and this lower band. Okay, since this range was
Which one? That
this
yellow,
blue
the
one
red
down
one?
here.
Oh, all right, I see it. Okay, the blue.
Yeah. And because this is such a huge range right here, usually if you don't hit it on this one right here and just keep flushing, usually you know the next time you come down, you'll probably come to this area where I have this line, and then the next time you come down to then you could probably make it into here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So that's where I have these lines here too, because these are, if we can't hit the zone, okay, we can't break this zone, then what happens? Then we're gonna magnetize back up where to this zone, to your yellow, your 200. This is your strongest one. You go to the purple for sure, but if you can't, if once you start going past the purple for sure, you're gonna get closer to this yellow zone. And just these are the magnets that are sitting there that no one can see. Okay, so well, you can see it if you're using non-VWAP bands.
Yeah.
So now you know how far price is gonna go. So once I start to get higher lows on these candles, I can automatically assume as long as we're not breaking this low right here,
You're gonna
then
go up.
we're gonna go up into this zone. And the way you
You're
can
making
identify
higher
that is,
lows, right?
yeah, the way you can identify it is because it's never on the first come down. Okay. It's always on the second one, okay? If you can't hold on the second one and get back up into this range right here, and again,
To the
I'm
purple
getting,
range.
yeah, I'm getting really off topic here. I'm gonna show you right here. So this is gonna be the range right here. When this happens, you have to look at it, and we're getting way off topic, just so you know. But right here. Okay, so this is the range right here. So if we break out of this range, again, what do? You come down here. But the minute you get back up in this highlighted box right here, the minute you get back up in it and start making higher lows, then you can automatically assume that you're coming all the way back up here. Okay.
So would you call from? Would you what? How would you make that call?
Well, if I was getting into this trade or whatever, I would make sure that we would get back up into this range and we started to make higher lows and get here. But I mean, that's gets super technical, and honestly, that's really not.
Risky.
Well, that's the trade that I'm trying to show you. I'm just explaining how the market works. Okay, the actual trade is first we map out the Asian zone. Do you got a pen? Are you writing this down, or you can just
I'm
watch the video
recording it.
again? Oh yeah, you can just watch
I'm
the video
recording
again.
it.
Um,
Yeah, we can definitely watch the video.
yeah, you can just watch the video again. So come here to your hourly. We map the Asian. The end of the Asian session, we map their zones. Okay, that's where all the banks looking at. Boom, boom, boom. Let's zoom back in. Okay, and then the we mapped it right here. Okay, you see where all these bodies are right here?
Uh-huh.
We map it right there. Okay. So um oh sorry, I just had my son. I don't know what he's doing, man. Golly. Okay. All right, now at 8 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock your time, you want to map the upper zone of that candle. So what we do is we come over here to 8 o'clock. This says 8 o'clock on my trade of eight, but on yours it's gonna say 9 o'clock. Okay. So what we do here is we'll map this zone up here,
The
and
green candle.
yeah, we would map this zone right here, the bottom of these two bodies right here. Okay. This is at 8 a.m. And then we will map this one right up here. Okay, like you would put this line like right here, and you would map it like that. Okay, and what you'd want to do is once you see the price start to hold above a zone, like if price came down here like it did, okay, and it came back up, once it holds a zone, and it goes through, then it's automatically going to magnetize from here to this zone right here. You're going to get right around here once you break above here. So if you take that trade, okay, if you were to take that trade, then you would get how many points? 829 to 919. Okay, because you're trading zone to zone. So that 829, 828, 829. Say you get it at 830 and you map it out here to it's almost a 100-point trade, man.
To
100,
go up.
yeah, just to go up. So if you do the math on 100 points times point, or sorry,
Okay.
times 100, just that one trade alone, just that one trade alone is gonna get you $2,000.
Hold on, man. Okay, so let me follow you. So the green candle, you saying you marked the bottom of the green candle, the bottom.
Well, no, sometimes it's the bottom and sometimes it's the top. It just depends where price is at the moment. So when we zoom into here, okay? When we zoom in to the 1 minute. Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Hold on. I think I misunderstood your question.
Yeah, go back to the bodies.
Okay. So yeah, once you break down through a level, okay, then you magnetize down to the bottom of these bodies of these where we map out those levels. Those are the trades that you want to identify. And how do you said how do you identify that?
Yeah, so that green body, yep, the one that you're on right there, the big one in the middle.
Yeah, okay, so this is how we
Go ahead.
so this is how we'll identify that when that happens. So you'll zoom all the way into 1 minute. Okay, and then here is market open right here, 8:30. And so right as 8:30, let me zoom in here. Right at 8:30 or 8:30. Okay, boom. We were below, okay, that level. Okay, we're below that level. And one of the things I always tell the guys, because I see this happen over and over and over again, is that when you're about to open and you're really far away, either up or down from middle VWAP, most of the time you like to bounce all the way up to middle VWAP to test it. Okay, so since in which is right here, middle VWAP, this baby blue line.
Where's your cursor at? I can't see it.
No, right here.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Yeah, baby blue. This is the king out of everything of the whole market. This is the king of the king. Okay. If you're above it, you go up. If you're below it, you go down. That's it. That's just as simple as it gets. And to make it even simpler, if we were to break down or we're gonna shut down all these lines here. This is what I needed to start off by saying was talking about middle VWAP, honestly, because it's always about middle VWAP. Since price was so far away from middle VWAP before market open, you always want to come touch base to see who's going to win the battle, either the bulls or the bears, the buyers or the sellers. Okay, so we hide all the drawings and then we hide all the indicators. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And maybe I just need to do this and see if I can hide these other ones too. Can I just get VWAP on here? Yeah. Save. There we go.
Yeah, there you go, sir.
Okay.
Hey, not only are you teaching me, this is teaching yourself how to simplify.
Yes. I'm always learning, man. I'm always documenting patterns.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so if you just look at just only the middle VWAP alone, Okay, you're always going from middle VWAP to a middle VWAP right here. Okay, middle VWAP to a middle VWAP, back here. You can't see it because it's not on a different trading session. It's on the other, but you're always going from VWAP to VWAP. Okay, from middle VWAP to middle VWAP, and you got to break through the standard deviation +1 and +2 bands to get to the next previous day middle VWAP. And we map those middle VWAPs by every opening at 5 p.m. You map that middle VWAP because
Market.
yeah, because once you hold above the middle VWAP, okay, once you hold above that, so you'll break. What happens is you'll break out of your box, whatever box that we create in the morning, okay, and whatever box that we break, whether up or down, then you're going to head towards the next previous day middle VWAP band. That's how the market likes to move. Okay. So once you can identify, if we're holding above or below that VWAP band, then you can automatically assume we're going to start to break through, the what is it? The interior range, and then we're going to expand to the exterior range, to a different range. Okay. And that's what we did last night when we broke out of that range exactly, is that we broke out of it, we broke down below it, and then we magnetized down into this trading range right here. You see this trading range here? We magnetized down, and now we're back in this trading range right here, ranging up and down. So what's going to happen next is we're going to figure out if we're going to break above, and this is what we need to be looking at.
Well, we're
Oh,
gonna
whoops.
go back
Oh, whoops.
to that bottom range.
Yeah. Oh, I would just, yeah. So here's the range that we're in now, more or less. Let me try to tighten it down a little bit. Okay. Boom. Okay, boom. Okay, we're like in this range right here. So if we can't hold here, okay, then what's going to happen? Then we're going to break back down and most likely get into this trading range here. You see it? This trading range here. You see this trading range, and we'll come back down into this range and start ranging around here. Okay, at these zones.
What just happened to my shit?
Oh, did it freeze up again?
Still not on Wi-Fi.
And if you notice right now, dog, if you notice this, we are barely hanging on the bottom of this range, right? We barely hanging on. We're at the bottom of this range. We about to just keep flushing if we can't get above here. You see it? You see how it's about to. If you look at the VWAP band, look how it's coming like this. It came up and then curl over. Oh shoot, you're still frozen.
Hold on, there we go. All right, I'm back.
Okay, did you see this part right here where I was saying we fell and we came into this range right here? Did you see this part where we see on the left
Yeah.
side here and then on the right side here?
Yeah.
You see when we fell, we came in back into this range. Well, if we can't hold right here where I highlighted this box, if we can't hold this 50,
50%?
huh?
50%?
Yes. If we can't hold this 50% level right here, look where we're at. We're right here, man. Like if we can't hold it, where do we go? Boom, we're gonna keep coming down. And then we'll make our way down here to this area. Okay. We'll start to come down here and this and start doing all that into here and trying to figure out if we're going to hold this. Why? Because this is a previous day middle VWAP right here. So we're going to be like this.
Oh, the dotted one?
This blue one. Yep. This is the most important. I should actually really make it like this. I should just make these like this for beginners. So they know like these blue ones, bro, like these are the king tut. Okay, this is King Tut right here. Boom. The most important ones, the most important lines I have on my screen are going to be these blue ones right here. And the second most important ones are going to be these long purple ones that you can only see on like the 15 or the 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll put them on the 5 minute too. They're good on the 5 minute, but I like to have them, those are going to be your most important lines. Because when you break them, look what happens when we broke this big purple line. Boop, down to this other big one here. This is the trade I took right here. Okay, when we broke below the previous day middle VWAP, and those are things you want to be. That's one of the strategies that I teach, is that when you break below this previous VWAP band and can't get back up into this trading range. Do you see this trading range right here with this bigger VWAP band back here? Do you see? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is important. If we drop out of this, then we come all the way down into here, and then we can't hold here, then we go to the next previous day VWAP band, which is
And
here,
that's why it's
right
important
here.
to mark the
Boom.
previous day.
Yeah, you see where we come here to my another next previous day VWAP band,
Previous
which
day.
lines up with the 50% on the fib on that big move, which makes it a double stronger place to be, and a bigger magnetize, if that makes
So
sense.
it's just gonna bounce there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what we need to determine, and what I kind of figured out on the bigger scheme of things, is the market starts off in the Asian session trying to see which previous day VWAP band we're gonna go to, and it goes to the closest one. So, and that's what I've been figuring out and seeing more and more and more happen. It doesn't happen all the time. Nothing happens all the time, but shoot, 80-90% of the time I'm seeing it do that, man, over and over. And it's
So okay, so where are we at right now
so
then?
right now we're right here exactly on our previous day middle VWAP band, and
So
we're on the 50, and it's right here. What is this price? 29,814.
pictures for tomorrow.
Huh?
What do you have mapped out for tomorrow?
Okay,
Let me see
so
what you have mapped out for tomorrow.
right, so well, I want to show you that. That's a good question. Did that box help you so you can see the trading range?
Yep.
Okay, because now you know that's where you need to be able to see the trading range in that
Did
spot.
you always
Okay.
do the trading range from the previous VWAP?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Previous
What
closing or opening?
the trading range is always just going to be where price is, I guess. Like we see, this is price, so wherever price is when the market opens and closes.
Okay.
Okay, so market open and close right here at the end of the New York, and then it open and close, or open right here, beginning of the Asian. Okay, so it's always going to be right at these two spots. And what happens at these two spots, since we're getting technical, is that these little baby bands, they start to expand, and the you map out where the previous day VWAP band is, which it ended right here. So if we can't hold this level right here, right in the middle where I'm pointing my cursor, do you see that?
You're gonna drop? Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't hold that exact very small tiny level right here where it all starts, then this is going to tell you where the market's going to go. So if you can't hold it, then what happens? You come down to the previous day VWAP band level. Okay, boom. Got a little
And
bounce and you came down into here. If you can't hold here, then it just keeps going to your next key level or your next VWAP band. And that's
so
pretty
then
much
your
how the
next one
market
will be
moves.
the next previous day?
Huh? Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
So when
Okay.
when we break, think about it like this. When you can't hold, like if we would have held above here, where do we go? Right here to this blue band right here, this previous day,
Uh-huh.
right here. If you hold above this current day, you go to the previous day, middle VWAP band. The market's always going to one previous day middle VWAP band to the next. And in order to do that, you have to get through the current day previous bands. So if you can't get through the current day current band, sorry, the current day current bands, then you're not going to get, up into here, okay? So as long as you're holding this middle day, you're going up into here the whole time, okay? As long as you hold this current middle day, you expand up here. If you don't, what happens? We come down into this previous day and then into this zone because this was a previous zone. And if you don't hold here, then most likely you're getting down into here, this zone right here, this bottom one. So you got zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5. Let's do this. This is all my lines are so confusing. Let me get them off. That's shut these lines off, man. Okay. So zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the whole idea is to hold above this baby blue line right here. Okay. That's the whole idea because this is where, and once you can figure out if you're holding above this line, then you trade it from here to here, here to here. Okay. That's how the market moves. Okay, for tomorrow setup, what we're gonna do, we'll go to the hourly and we're gonna map out the Asian end of Asian higher low, those candles. Do you remember what time we need to check to find that?
You said 9 o'clock.
No, 3 a.m. Between 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning.
Hold on, between 2, 3, 4 a.m. in
Yeah,
the morning.
wherever you have the most bosses, the most boss candles lined up. Okay, so what we do,
Where do
okay,
you see that?
right here. So 3 a.m. If you look at the bottom of my screen, do you see where it says 3 a.m. down here?
Yes.
Okay, so you see how we had 1, 2, 3. Say we had these 1, 2, 3 candles down here, okay, and then all the rest were up here. Where would we want to put the line? Okay, we'd want to put it down here because we'd have 3, okay, than opposed to just 2, okay, because there's more candles here, so we'd put it, there. So that's what we're gonna do for tomorrow. So wherever the market's at tomorrow, it's gonna be in one or two places. It's gonna be one right here by middle VWAP, or it's gonna be in these upper VWAP band levels. Okay, right here into
Where?
this range. Oh, whoops! Dang it! Well, I have to do this. Let me. Shoot, my eyes getting bad too a little bit. Oh,
What you mean too,
Bro.
nigga?
They're getting bad. Okay, so let me put on my glasses. I don't need to put my glasses on. Okay, so you see this upper VWAP band up here and this lower VWAP band? Okay, price is going to be around these bands. Okay, if we're way up here tomorrow morning when open hits, okay, one or two things going to happen. We're going to make our zones. They're probably going to be right around these zones right here where I already have
Hold
these.
on, where's all right, so you're saying where's today's band? In the middle.
Yeah, today's band. Well, actually, today's bands were in the lower part of the VWAP band. Actually, so today's bands, and I can walk you through this trade here. Today's bands were like way down here. Okay, we were low. We were in like right. This band right here was probably like right here. Okay, it was here, but it looks like it was way over here because as time passes, it kind of changes the bands or whatever. Okay, so the blue band was probably like right here this morning. Okay, probably like right around here, and then we were far away from our middle VWAP band, which was way up here. Okay, so I knew because usually what happens is that when you're very far away from the middle VWAP before the market opens, then yeah, exactly, you trend up. majority of the time, you'll trend up and retouch this VWAP. Sometimes it happens right away. Sometimes it takes, a little bit, but it happens. Okay. It happens within the first like 5 or 15 minutes. And then this is where we decide if the market's going to continue to go up, okay, or if it's going to come down. I honestly,
first 5 minutes.
yeah, I would say the first like 5 to 15 minutes of market open when you're that far away from the bands that usually occurs.
Okay.
Yeah, that usually occurs when you're that far away from VWAP.
Regardless if it's up or down, you're just saying if it's that far.
And so what the market did is right when it opened, what did it do? It shot straight down. It shot straight down to right here. So right when market open went whoop, shot straight down, and then powered up. So right when market opened, and then right when it powered up and it engulfed. Because what I was waiting was this. Okay, this is how I knew when to get in the move right here. Let me show you what I did. I draw this line right here. You see this line? This diagonal line? I draw that diagonal line right there because that's the most recent current. Okay. In the minute that I saw that we started to get over this line and start to hold, boom, that's it. Come back. It held right here on this our orange line right here.
And it went to your top VWAP.
Yep. And it went to if we wouldn't have held right here, bro. If we wouldn't have held this line right here, back down quick. Okay, you would have come back down and retested here or come here and then went back up to VWAP. And it would have happened fast too because market just opened and there's a lot of volume coming in. So that volume would have pushed it all the way here real quick and then it would have boosted right up quick to VWAP. It would have been like force, man. With the force. Okay, so with the force. It'll go with the force, boy. With the force. Okay. Now sometimes the market, if it drops, sometimes it will go right here, all the way to here, something, and act like it's about to break right here, and then just boom, power up through this line and not even break right here. It'll come all the way down to, and then hold it and power up. But usually it will come with force and you can see if it's moving forcefully and come down. If it's barely just that means that the buyers are absorbing the sellers because it's moving like slower, like slow. That means the buyers are every time their sell orders coming in, they're buying it up, quick. So most likely if it's holding, like you always want to think about every candle like this when you're in this situation when you got to make a fast, because this is where you want to think fast when you're first, when this thing is trading here. If you when you start to see this green candle take out this red one and we get above these trend lines here, this is where you want to start looking for entries. Okay, sometimes you can get in too early. It got above, it came down, and you get in too early and it falls on you. If that happens, okay, if that happens, think about this little is a range right here from here to here, here to here. If that happens, no, if you drop below 23.6, you're going down. Okay.
Because that's where
23.6 is the lowest that you can go and go up. You have like, you have like a 10% chance or so, 12% chance of it coming here and powering up. You have higher percentage chance of it powering up from here. You have even a more higher percentage chance of it just coming to the 50 or 25% range and powering up or whatever. Okay, so think of it like that, and that's how you would want to map it out from this candle right here down to this bottom candle. Okay, When we moved, it ended up coming back over this line, and it took, how long did it take? It took 15 minutes for that to happen. Okay, 15. And basically, with Homeboy's strategy for today, it would have worked out perfectly. Okay, because that was exactly 15 minutes for that to form, and then probably by 17, what is this? By 7, 8, 4, by what was that? 2 minutes later, you got that confirmation when you broke above this top of the 15-minute candle right here with this candle. Boom, broke above, got above VWAP, and then the rest is history. So he's entering this trade right here. Okay, this is where he's entering this trade right down. It comes into this little zone. This is his entry. Our entry is here at this line right around here. You come up, this double bounce is good. Also when you power through, I like to enter like right here. When I see this engulfing candle and we get above here, I like to enter. I usually enter about here, come down, and I probably add about right here on this, and boom, and this would be my stop loss right here. I would have my stop like right there, and then I have my add. I would have a stop probably close on this one too, just one, and let my second one ride. That's how I would trade that. I think that's exactly what I did too when I was trading it. If you watch me trade the opening, I think that's what I did, something like that. So, anyways, so anyways,
Okay, so
so yeah, then we wrote it. Then we wrote it all the way up here to VWAP. Okay, we took this whole trade all the way up here this morning. Yeah, so from here to there. Just imagine if I would if
okay.
listen,
Damn,
hey,
okay.
hey, check this out. If I was on the NQ, this is how much money I would have made, bro. Hold on, let me see. 720 to, I should have took an NQ to what is this? 30. I can't even do the math. 730 to shoot, that's like 200, like 70 points, more or less. 270 times point 270 times 20.
Right.
5,400 just with one NQ, man. On one account. So shoot, there you go. Boom. We got the whole trade too, bro. The
And that
whole
was
trade. I even had it from the bottom. I actually even had it down here, bro. I had it down here right when we engulfed this thing because I already knew, man, what time it was. We was coming
so okay. So hold on. So like I'm saying, you wrote it to VWAP because it broke what level that made you say,
right
okay,
here.
I'm gonna ride it to the next VWAP.
This slope and resistance right here, man. Boom. That's why.
The yellow dotted.
This orange one right here. It broke here, and then it and then it broke above our let me see. Go back here. It broke above our zone right here, our green zone, where we had the Asian. Well, no, the green is the Asian and the Asian session.
The dotted VWAP.
The green one, yeah, the green one. Well, the baby blue one is the previous day middle VWAP band, which lines up with the 50% fib. And it also lines up with the end of the Asian session, hourly candles before today's session. So that's very important. That area is always very important in the
Yeah,
morning.
you gotta text me those time zones
Okay, yeah.
on what to mark in the beginning.
Just know this: Asian goes from 5 o'clock to 3 o'clock. London starts at 3 to 11:30, and this is Central Time. And then New York starts from 8:30 to 4 o'clock Central Time.
Text me that, please.
Okay. Yeah. And also chat too. Shoot, if you ask him for the sessions, all the trading sessions, he'll tell you and give you all the times in Eastern times. 9
Got
p.
it down.
Yeah,
Okay.
9:30 to 5. I think it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, 9:30 to 5 o'clock, and then 7:30 to 4 o'clock, 4 a.m., and then 4 a.m. Oh, and then 4 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
So
here.
Thursday morning, let me trade. Let me just marry it.
Yeah, you gotta no, absolutely. And what say you're just looking at the market right now. Okay, we're just gonna look at what's the next trade right now. Okay, well let's look. Let's see what's been happening. Well, guess what? Market opened. We couldn't hold. Well, we where'd we go? We trended right up to where the closest middle VWAP. Okay, so boom, we trend up to where closest middle VWAP, and then what happened? We come down. We retested it after we couldn't get higher than this middle VWAP, and because of that, we come down to test this to see if we can hold. We couldn't. So where do we go? We go to purple VWAP zone. If we can't hold this level, and if you look, we came down and where'd we bounce right here? We bounced right here. If you look closely, boom, bounce. This is where we started to hold support. Where? Purple VWAP.
Yeah.
Mhm. And so you started to hold. If you can't hold, this is what you gotta be looking at the market like this the whole entire time, from VWAP to VWAP zone. If we
So
can't
from
hold,
that one,
if
that
we
one
can't
here,
hold this
that
this
above.
yeah, if we can't hold this middle purple line right there, you see that? And it's always gonna be like this. Are we going? Are we? You want to wait and figure out, is it really gonna hold or not? So then once you finally get that confirmation, then that's where you want to write it down to the next, you know, uh, supply zone. And if not supply zone, if you can't hold the next supply zone right here, then you go to the next
Next day,
VWAP.
the
Yeah.
next day VWAP.
You come down to this VWAP band right here.
Okay.
Now you could bounce right here. You can do a little bounce, come up, and then come down. But you gradually
All the way
come,
down to that one.
yeah, down here. Yeah.
Dang.
And if you always magnetize down to here, always from here, from this purple one,
From which purple one?
this one right here.
Uh-huh.
If we can't hold, if we can't hold this level right here in the current session, then we go down to the next. This is the supply zone or whatever, where these
The next one.
the most recent lowest low. If we can't hold this zone, then we come down here. And that's pretty much how the market moves all the time. So if you look,
And then, all right, so if it came down to the previous one where you just at, if the next one for it to reach would be the next that purple line again, right?
what do you mean?
How it came down to the previous.
Right here?
No, over to the right.
Right here?
Yep, it came down there. Now you're saying now that it went to that line.
Well,
So
look,
that's
yeah,
the
look
previous.
what the market's doing right now. If you see exactly what it's doing, it's bouncing literally between this current day, previous, or this current day, okay, VWAP band, which where VWAP is exactly right now, anyways, too. Okay, but it's really right here. It's all right here, this VWAP band. What's price doing right now? It tried to hold above it. It did. It did a double bounce. It held our baby blue line. Okay. And then where'd it go? To the upper VWAP bands up here. Okay. And these will always extend and keep going to or close to this VWAP band like it's doing. And most likely what's going to happen is we're going to get this little W. If we can hold this VWAP level right here, most likely we're going to come up into here and retest this VWAP band up here. Right there. Boom.
So would you?
So if I was going to do a trade right here, this would be
why don't you call the trade from now to that middle VWAP band?
right. So if you was going to do a trade right now, okay, you can hit this trade and you could put a stop right here. Okay. And it could potentially start to go if and once and if, look right here. We draw this line right here. Do you see what's happening now? And at this exact moment, what's happening with this trade? What could happen? We have to get above this right here, this orange line, to keep going up. That's the only way we're gonna keep going up. Once we break past this, then boom, we're gonna take off and it's on. Okay, but if you can't hold this level
So
right
would you
here,
call trade if the moment it goes over it, would you call that trade from
yeah,
there? And then
when you
stop
do
at
it,
the
yeah,
spot?
and when you do a double bounce, and I'd be kind of pre-calling like, look, this is what could potentially happen right here. Da 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 da.
Going down to that red one, bro.
Yeah. Well, I
Going
mean,
down to that.
well, let's do this, okay? Let's do this. If you wanted to manage this trade, okay, and you wanted to let this thing play out, we know that this middle part right here is a good support zone right here, okay? So the chances of it coming all the way through from right here is it could happen, but it's not likely. We don't have any news coming out right now. We don't have nothing, okay? So what you could do if it bounced down here real quick, you can take this and sell one at break even and then let your other one ride up. You know what I'm saying? So that could be, a trade that happens that, you could do or whatever. It does look like it's about to power up right now, but there's really no confirmation yet, you
There it
know.
goes.
It looks like it could. It looked like it could power up. We did have one little baby bounce here, but this is just not enough for a confirmation for me. Now this break above right there, that looks promising. But what needs to happen next?
There it goes.
But what needs to happen next though, this is
There
still
it goes.
this is still not it. What has to happen is you got to come down and you have to hold on this level right here where this orange line is. As long as you hold above this orange line, and when it comes back down, then you're good. You know.
I told you there it goes, boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could have went. Sometimes it likes to come a little bit lower down here and go.
Going back to that dotted VWAP.
It is. It is. It held this one kind of good. We did a double bounce
Bro.
right here, and then we broke above here, but it's still not a confirmation yet, though. The
It's gotta
confirmation,
hold right there.
yeah, the con.
Where that other right here. It's gotta hold right here. If it can hold right here, it's gonna keep going.
Yeah, we can come back down and hold, or if we can just power up and come down and hold here, then we're going. Okay. So those are the things that, typically have to happen. Usually in this slow market, you're gonna come here, reject, come back down, and hold here and go. Usually. Let's see what the volume is. And this is where you
That
can
next VWAP, I told you, dog.
you're a natural dog.
It's going to that green one, bro.
Boom.
I knew it, bro. I would have called that trade, bro. I would have hit it.
$45 right there, man, on a funded. Boom.
I would have hit that trade, bro.
And then you come back down here.
Touch it, dog.
And then we do something like this. Let's do that.
Bad luck, bitch.
What?
It's finna touch it. I would have called that trade, bro.
There you go, $42 right there. The $42 trade. That's not bad. On the NQ, probably would have been $400.
Dang, that would have been a $400 play right there.
Well, let me see how much, because we got him right here. 779 to 808. So what's that?
It's got a test right there. It's got a test.
That would have been a $600 trade right there. Yeah, $600, man. Boom.
I would have made 600 right
Yeah,
there.
$600 trade right there. Boom.
Get on this shit with you, bro.
That would have been a 600 on an NQ, bro, for sure. For shizzles. Maybe like 625. 625.
Hey, man.
I know.
That was like, hey, man, that was like 25 seconds, 30 seconds.
That's it, bro. There you go. Now, if we can hold right here, then this thing can go ahead and start to fire up. And we come to this purple zone. Most likely, when you have a flat top like this, okay, these flat tops, you go through them pretty quickly, man. Like, there's no, this is like just one easy line, just get right through quick, you know, and you get up into here pretty fast, right here. Okay, right there. You could stop about right here, maybe, but most likely, what I noticed, Freed, and what happens is you come, you see this high right here. We get a little bit of a higher high, we get a little bit of a higher high, and we get close to this VWAP. We don't quite make it. So majority of the time when we get back up into here, majority of the time we'll get into this zone now. Okay. Majority of the time, since we've already kind of just keep kind of marching our way up higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that would look like a nice W right there too if you look at that, if we could get up there.
Yeah, boy, I gotta be up early.
Okay.
That was love, bro. I really appreciate it.
Does your brain hurt? And I kind of mess up on, I got sidetracked a couple times when my son was running around or something, but
Day one.
day one. But
Day one. We're gonna tap in tomorrow.
okay. I hope oh, check the Asian
Chase will hit us up. Chase will hit us up.
do Chat GPT, find out about the Asian in London and New York session times, so you can mark those zones pre-market, because that's what we want to map. And then your 9 o'clock candle, the top and bottom of it. Okay, so if you can't hold a level, then you extend up to that level, and then once you hold above that level, boom, that's where you'll go to the VWAP band, either a previous day or the current day. Okay.
And still want a previous day.
Or you go to a previous day when you expand out of your +1 band or +2 band from the previous day if it's bigger. Okay, majority of the time it is. So yeah, it's always bigger.
So now what I need from you the next few days, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be how to navigate the actual program, like what I have to click to.
Yeah.
Like you was doing the dotted lines and all that. Like I want to be able to. That's what I need to learn.
They do that. Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely.
The navigation. That's what I want to learn, like how to mark it. Because you're saying, yeah, I need you to mark the 9. Okay, if I can notify it, it's one thing, but learning how to use the actual tool to mark it is another thing. With me.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what I want to learn.
Well, when okay, and I guess probably next month you're getting your laptop, right?
Next month, because I got a laptop.
Oh, you got a laptop. Oh, what happened to
I just ain't got it with me. That's all.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right then. Well, yeah, let's do that then. And then just whenever you want, Reed, I'm here to teach you and show you how to use the platform, man. If you want to do it with Chase at the same time, we can do it with Chase since you're bringing him on too, you know.
That's cool, but I'd rather get it in being you, honestly.
Okay.
I want them to feel like they get their money's worth.
Okay. No, yeah, I got you for sure.
$600
on PC, man. Ugh. Yeah.
Trust me, bro. That's nothing. But when I really,
what does the family do? They own the business.
I think. Well, her mom works at Publix. She's a big manager at Publix. She's been there forever. She's a big.
Oh, okay.
She makes good money, and she invests in like crypto and shit like that. But she was just trying to put him on because she's like, yo, my son, he's trying to trade. I see you've been posting, like, and then that's why he even came, because he was like, man, I've been seeing people on Instagram and stuff, but I don't trust them, Say pay this, pay that. But now that it's someone trusted, you feel me, they're easily to pay, bro. And you gotta think, once he learns, bro, and starts to make money, guess what he's gonna do? Put his people on.
What people does he got? He got people?
I'm just saying, whatever his friends, whoever, you feel me? He gonna put his people on.
Oh.
Like, yo, I'm on this trading group. I paid this much. This is what he does. You know what I'm saying? Once
Mm-hmm.
it's real to one person, word of mouth is a motherfucker, bro.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Trust me.
No,
Once he
yeah.
starts making bread, his friends are gonna be like, bro, how'd you do it? No, this is what I did. Tap in.
Tap in. Just copy dude's trades. really get what you gotta do, bro. You know, just listen. Set up the lines. Copy the same thing. I'll call them out. Boom. It's holding the level. Boom. Get in. It's not. You know, whatever. That's it. Ride it up. And once you get that confirmation, once it's confirmed, boom, it's on, man. You know. Yeah, you see how this thing just dropped right through VWAP? Ugh, I don't like that. Coming downhill. Let me try to get out of this thing safely here.
Oh, you're in a trade?
Yeah, I'm still in this circle. I'll still lean it.
You didn't when I told you to, bro.
Nah, shit, I'm still leaning it.
You wanted to my trade, hey.
I'm still leaning it. I'm still long. No, I was still long, man. I did want to get that little pop in there, but we'll see. It still can. It's as long as it's holding the line right, yo.
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 All right, we're gonna try to tap in with you tomorrow.
All right, Brody.
All right, my boy. Appreciate you.
All right, peace. Oh my dude. Oh my dude. Mm-mm. I'm gonna man it down. Mm-hmm. Let's go, Dougie. Let's go, Dougie. What was this? We were here at 7:16. Let's get out of this trade safely. Chihuahua. 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 Give me that FVG, dog. Give me that FVG.
Have you ever seen a magical pile transform any ordinary space into a romantic universe in seconds? This is the ultimate startup projection food lamp that's currently taking the market by storm. Over 100,000.
Basically, a run on these banks. Another bloodbath for the market. I think there was a Caribbean read index right now is ridiculous.
Fire. Cue the fire.
Tuesday. Number one, try to go to the bank. Try to get your money out. What is that called when they don't let you take it out? You can't say it on YouTube because they don't like it. Apollo Global Management suspends redemptions amid surging withdrawals. Wait a minute, and that other bank just refused withdrawals. You guys keep saying, hey, I want your money, or I want my money. It's actually that no one has money. People don't even know what money is, so it is a moot point. And Ted Cruz today offers a false flag. Quote, brace yourself. I've been hearing that lately. So breaking news before I forget, because there is a shroud of secrecy with YouTube, and I always get in trouble. I never know. What is it? What did I say? That video, if you watch, click subscribe to that. Dan was saying something really bad is going to happen. And then YouTube gave me one of these for the video. So many times I'm like, do I show the video? Bruh. Yeah, I show it. Let's go, Teddy. What do you got for us? Also, I met him in person. It's just not a happy guy, which is confusing because all the money he took from Israel, you'd think. So there you go, kids. I guess money does not buy you happiness. Maybe paying other people off, maybe that does.
Well, Sean, as we sit here right now tonight, the threat of terrorist attack is higher now than it has been in decades. And there are two causes of it. Number one, we had 4 years under Joe Biden of open borders. We had 12 million people flood across the border, basically an open invitation to every terrorist, every Hamas and Hezbollah and IRGC terrorist, come to America.
So there you have it, false flag attacks incoming, and but I did say trifecta. So there's three. All good things come in three. And if you want to know what chart this is, you always have to pull back. And for some of you, you're buying and hold, everything will be okay. Time in the market's always better than time in the market. This one is it's called I Shat. For holy shat, when do I sell my SpaceX? I said, oh, isn't that cute? How much heat? Bring the heat that I get from SpaceX. A lot in the comment section. I'm like, you guys are going to be bag holders for the elites, for the parasites. And you're like, no, you don't know. You don't even know what this company is. Yet no one does. Besides all the other companies that got wrapped up as a big dumpster burrito. Yes, but this one we get to go to the moon. Sometimes I just have to laugh. Maybe we just found the next grifter. What do you guys help me? Everyone likes it. Well, except when I have a Cybertruck. He hooked me up with that. I feel like I'm talking Trump-ese. In the future, $1 trillion times $1 trillion will be spent making antimatter to travel to other star systems. Well, I think that is going to be the game changer. Anywho, retail, just buy and hold. Time in the market's always better than timing the market. Actually, that makes me kind of think. It would be of PayPal. It just take a little, oh my gosh, what is happening? It's like there is a lot of people losing a lot of money today. Now, if I have to do the math, a little LA unified math here, I'm gonna guess you guys lost over $3 trillion today. We're not even talking aftermarket yet. You want to throw that one in there? Just take a quick little peek, or we can look at strategy. You guys want to see strategy? Pay point, payments. Where is my? Do not tell me they've already been delisted. Oh, there we go. Let's launch the chart and take a little look. And if you go all the way back over there, see that little dinosaur to almost IPO. See this right here, and then this blue line that is on top of that goes over here, and now you're sitting at $41. Huh? I guess that's a time to buy, right, Kathy Woods? Since we're on the topic of Kathy Woods, Kathy Woods bought Meta Palantir. No, not doing too good, Kathy. Buy anything lately? Oh wow, looks like she went all in yesterday. Huh? You missed it. I mean, I guess you could have gotten it cheaper. You paid almost $33 million. Well, now it's $25 million. But it's okay, Kathy. I'm sure it'll come back up like PayPal did. No, it must be painful for people in the 300s with that double top. It's over 300, and now it's 40. Now we all know why Elon got out of PayPal. I get it. Now we're on to antimatter. So go on. When breaking news, I made another call correctly. Go figure. The US dollar pushes to a 1-year high like I said it would. Yes, but you don't understand anything about money, Bravo. The dollar's not real. Gold, silver is real money because I watched The Hidden Secrets of Money with Mike Maloney. Mike was so close, but so far off. But yes, my friends, the dollar is heading higher, which is horrible. I know. How is that horrible? I thought strong America, strong dollar. Oh, that means we're having a liquidity crisis. That means the world is short of dollars. They need dollars. It's not good when dollar goes up to all the other countries. This is not good. Cheap dollar for the world is good. An expensive dollar for the world is bad. It for about 6 months, and here it is. Also, I want to take this moment to apologize because I'm married and I have a degree in it. On this channel, I may discuss a story like Black Swan. I was in yesterday. Black Swan. That's Bank of America. This time, what is it? False flag. Every day is a new day, and then I may say something that comes out of my horse's mouth, and like I don't trust this guy. And then I just had to look it up. I was wondering, hey, how much you getting? Yeah, it's actually $1.4 million from pro-Israel interest groups. I don't care if there is an R or a D or an I. Most of the things that I say on this channel, they might offend you because I am in no one's sandbox. I'm a God-fearing man. That will never change. I can form my own opinions, which will be different than maybe Peter Schiff's or Mike Maloney or Ted Cruz or Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Again, it's my own thoughts. And get it, they're a lot of good, and then some not so good. That's a lot like being married. And just ask your wife. You look at things. Take, for example, you. Say you're 50 years old, and you're like, okay, I'm thinking about getting married. Right, gentlemen? Above the age of 40, you start coming up with some counter arguments to marriage. But anyway, you go another 10 years. You're 50 years old. Should I get married? What are some problems? Well, she's 18, so but there's some benefits, advantages, and you have disadvantages. She can't even go to the bar with you because you spend about 4 hours a day at the bar. You do that for 3 years. That is a disadvantage unless you just basically live on a cruise ship your whole life. That's why I love the charts so much. They're not gonna lie to me unless it's crypto. The charts, you got some liars in there, you got some pump and dumpers, but you can spot those, which I teach you about. It goes like this. Is that about right? I can't do it. There. No, almost there. If your stomp goes like that, it's gonna come back down. The stomps travel in a 45-degree angle, even though for some reason my brain had a hard time saying the word degree. That is and anywho, another squirrel. Actually, I have two. NASDAQ, when they put this, was at 2% down. Tack on another few trillion there, poof, gone. Decades is nearing a 2 decade. That's 2 decades. A decade is 10 years. That's 20 years. That's how bad it is. So would that be blood in the streets? Time to get in there, or do we have a lot lower to go? How do you even do this? Just look at the chart. Like, okay, what? Did I not say it's gonna have a sweet little balance? And what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get in and get out. I said there's gonna be a high probability it is going to bounce on the 200 and go up, hit the magical chick magnet. So if you would like to learn how to do this, because YouTube doesn't pay me, I just ran the biggest sale of my entire life. I extended it. Okay, I'll just do tonight. Now that's it. Pinky promise, you have my word. It was Father's Day, a very special day. For $2.99, you get both courses.
Have you ever wondered why George Washington actually crossed the Delaware?
Are we there yet?
We've arrived. Ready your buns. Maybe. But I don't. Try Bar-X, the #1 hot dog in American history.
Bridgestone, the official technical partner of Lamborghini.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Rome now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, so you can see weight loss results faster. Lose 20% of your weight with the
Europe river cruising, 13 days, $29.99, including flights with Holiday Map.
I know, right? And last one, the AI one, stock market money glitch. And now this one, 1 million. How about that? I just screwed it up. This one was the AI one. This one is my new one. Both of them for $2.99. What is that? It's like $149 plus some change. Breaking news, you'll never see that again. I can't. That's just a nutso price. So if you want it, grab it. And both of them back up. I think my other one's going to 1,000. And the new one goes from $2.99 to $3.99. But on light crude futures, it's gonna bounce. You gotta get above the 9, okay? So wait, you're not there yet. Though some of you must have got excited when I was like, okay, there it is, there's the 9, it's gonna bounce. It needs to clear that's a lifesaver. That's the Bravo 9. But I'd rather get in early. No, it's purple. I know you want to get in early. I know that is on. Man, this is going to be good. I mean, if you want to, can't tell you how many times it's like, yes, it's purple. And then not fail. I mean, I guess you could have if you got in, that's it. But just, that's not yet. Just wait for confirmation. You know, sometimes in life you have to wait for confirmation. Other things you just can predict it because it's easy. You're in a debt-based system. They're going to suspend redemption withdrawal. Like, it's just we're dollar short. Bravo, can't they just print it? They don't just print it, Larry. No, you just print it. No, watch yesterday's video. I explained it step by step. Create bonds, okay, at the Treasury. You're not going to like that one. That, when they do that. And you have loans. How's the loans go? Bonds actually create some liquidity. They're like, do you have a bond? Okay, hold on. Because before we can transact, we're going to put that one up there. Okay, we trust them. Well, here's another big word that I can never say: rehypothecation. Hypothecation. Yep, I'm an idiot, but I know how it works. They'll actually take their bonds, as the banks will do. And they're like, yeah, we got them, and it's like, prove it, because they'll take someone else's bond. We're like, We pledged that one. That's what goes on behind the scenes. You don't need to know that. Just know you got bonds and you got debt. Both of them are just debt. When the system starts to collapse, your debt-based system, your officials from around the world are like, well, let's tax them, even though they're already removing it out of your paycheck. Which the elites don't do. It's only for the institutionalized normies that take the money out where you can even spend it. And then when you go to spend it, they tax you there too. When you want to buy a property, they tax you there. And then when you pay off the property, they still tax you. What a great system.
Great system.
Lawmakers. This is currently happening right now. This is not North Korea. This is South Korea. It's like they're getting there. They're going to tax you on everything, even the stuff that you haven't even sold. Remember when the Netherlands did that? Remember when communists held California did that? We're trying to do that, and then we'll do that. But South Korea said, you know what? We're going to tax your unrealized gains. So if you're wondering why worldwide stock markets go down, but we are all connected. We are connected with the dollar. And now it looks like everyone hates the dollar. It is falling worldwide. It is recessionary. It is depressionary. And no one understands it. Honestly, I don't think anyone is on your side. Now when you're at the bar and people are like, wait, why is it all selling off? Well, that's a strong dollar. Well, but then again, trust yourself. Be careful trusting others. Mike Huckabee. Yes, but didn't he go to theological seminary? He was going to be a pastor. I did that. It's taking you years to trust me. You got to get through my hair first. Bobo, he's a believer. He's a Republican. No, wait, Kitty's calling. What, Kitty? He's a Baptist minister. Let's check in on Mike and see how he's doing.
I can't wait to get out of this crazy town and get back to Jerusalem where I feel safe. Now, the interesting thing is, they did what you did. They laughed and they thought it was a punchline. I said, I'm not kidding. I really am anxious to get out of this crazy town and get back to Jerusalem because I feel safe there.
You guys want to know who I would feel safe with? I'd feel safe with you guys. We get an island. There will be absolutely no tax. Then who's going to build the roads, Rob? You are. Well, this just in breaking news. I guess we need some more money.
Not a very good group. Not very good. Not only do they support it, they demand it because they won't allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. You want to see trouble? Let them have a nuclear weapon. We're doing very well with Iran. They've been decimated, and we're making a deal with them, and we'll see how that all goes.
Oh, and just in case you did not hear her, why are we doing another $80 billion? It's what the administration wants for this war. Please stop. I cry uncle. So before I let you go, watch everyone print dollars. Correlations like Bitcoin don't work. Sure, you're spending a few minutes a day trading these markets. Learn how to do it, please. My student today, see there's a date, that is 2/3. You time-stamped everything. What he walked away with, 1,390. If you want to know how the last challenge went, here's some of my top guys, 232%. So if you trade on Lowfin, they're giving you guys these big numbers here. And it's pretty cool. You deposit that. What, 2005? What do you get? $500. I'll take it. Started a new challenge. This one was 3,000. That is what you guys made. Challenge starts tomorrow. Want to play? Let's do it. You guys are the ones that ask. I will leave a link in the description, but just make sure you know how to trade first. That's what I'm asking. Learn the little glitch that I teach in this course that I don't share on the YouTubes. Make your digits go up. And with that, I love you. Trust yourself. And I will see you tomorrow.
If you didn't go to the ER after a car accident, you could still be owed a huge check. No, seriously. I didn't go to the ER and still got paid $82,000, and all.
There was talk about a 30 to 50% crash in stocks, in addition to terribly brewing risks and enlarging risks in the private credit market that nobody is paying attention to today. I'm going to break down both of these takes because right now things don't seem that bearish. In fact, think about it. We've got a taco going on, or as Rabobank is now calling Zaco. That's because Xi Jinping always chickens out as well, apparently. You've got Donald Trump likely tacoing. He's already extending the trade deal with Mexico. My son just handed me a $1 trillion credit card because he says money's basically worthless. So now he's giving me a credit card denominated in trillions of dollars. And it's bad. You know what's bad when your 7-year-old says money's basically worthless. I'm like, hey, I'll pay you, to do this chore. And he's like, well, am I going to get paid in cash? Because that's basically worthless. Yeah, he wants to be paid in other ways. He wants real assets. He's going to start demanding Bitcoin or gold here or deeds to real estate. But anyway. So you've got the Zaco or the taco going on this Thursday. You've got the Fed setting up for a rate cut on Wednesday with potentially likely the end of quantitative tightening. But then you've also got these fears about a credit crisis. And that's actually where I want to start right now is there's this op-ed that's written by this private credit attorney. I wanted to check to see if they were like a hedge fund or something shorting the market or whatever because they seem pretty bearish. But anyway, it's apparently this private credit attorney. And he says that lenders are quietly rewriting their collateral rules. And so basically what he does is he goes in and says, everything looks great at the headline. Like it looks like deal values are skyrocketing. You're seeing more credit deals being done. Earnings are beating at banks. Credit spreads are tight. Everything's Gucci, right? And he says, not so fast. What happened historically in like the dot-com bubble and in 2008 is that, quote, sophisticated investors start seeing warning signs and some of them start, quote, fortifying against a downturn. Not all of them, because there are also a lot right now that get blindsided by these, credit blogs like we saw at Tricolor or First Brands where they're like, wait, what? Those assets weren't really as high quality as we thought, but the rating agencies say they were worth a AAA rating. Oh my gosh, what? The rating agencies lied again? What? Wait, you mean somebody who's financing the very auditors who are covering up the fraud might be pulling out credit default swaps against the potential default of these debts? What? By the way, what just happened with First Brands. The auditor for First Brands had a bunch of financing from Apollo. Apollo, the auditor, somehow, they get their hands on financials. Oh yeah, come invest this or whatever. Ew, these are toxic. And then they take out credit default swaps against the bankruptcy of First Brands, which happens to happen, which happens to be audited by the company they lend money to. Certainly makes you scratch your head a little bit and go, seems a little shady, but whatever. Somebody always knows. And that's the thing. Not everybody does, but that's what makes it scary. And this attorney is suggesting that lenders are starting to actually change some of the covenants, which are basically the rules and conditions of their loans, to be a lot more stringent. They say that lenders are, quote, actively preparing for what happens when bankruptcy is inevitable. In other words, they're no longer trying to prevent borrowers from going into bankruptcy. They're basically saying we're now switching our credit covenants from forget about you going bankrupt. We actually just want to be first in line with what are called lien protections. And this credit attorney says these lien protections are now skyrocketing. He says this happened in 2007. This happened in the dot-com bubble. Don't confuse the headlines that that there are no credit risks or that the credit risks are just idiosyncratic and all that stuff. It says don't actually believe that stuff. Now, I don't know, maybe this guy's unnecessarily bearish, but it's very interesting because he's like, look, Wall Street's public narrative is the economy is resilient, inflation is cooling, consumer credit remains stable. That may all be true on the surface, but the legal architecture of credit markets tells a different story. When lenders quietly rewrite the rules of engagement or demand all-for-one consent before lien subordination, basically a simple way of saying, hey, if you go bankrupt, I want first dibs. It signals a system steeling itself for impact, hardening itself for impact.
Mhm.
The foundations of credit protections are shifting fast. When it happens, it is never an accident. It's the market whispering what the headlines have not caught up to yet. The next phase of the credit cycle may have already begun.
This almost feels illegal to know if you're a side sleeper. What I've discovered could save you from a massive mistake that's crushing your body while you sleep. If you're sleeping in a position like this, you got to hear about this thing. Did you know your soft pillow is actually crushing your shoulder every single night without you even knowing it? When you sleep on your side, there's a huge gap between your head and your mattress. If your pillow is too soft, your head drops. When that happens, your neck bends and your whole body weight ends up crushing your shoulder joint. That aching pain you feel in the morning, it's because your shoulder is basically acting like a kickstand for your whole body because your pillow isn't doing its job. I saw this happen with...
Okay, that's an eerie way to finish an op-ed, mostly because it's also eerie that Jerome Powell told us in his last meeting that maybe the normalization of the beverage curve has already begun. That's like almost the same exact line, which is kind of scary because remember, the beverage curve, whatever, is basically when layoffs spike, the unemployment rate skyrockets really, really fast. Because you're supposed to have a normal downward sloping curve, but we're in a place that's way off to the side on the curve because job openings are really, really low, which means the unemployment rate should be high. Because it's not, implies that as soon as we get layoffs, we skyrocket on the unemployment curve and the unemployment rate skyrockets. Which Amazon just laid off 30,000 folks. We saw the Target layoffs. We've seen the other, we've seen a lot of layoffs, but we expect a lot more of them to come. This is why Jerome Powell warns that we may just be at the beginning of them. Now, here was a comment that I just saw in my Amazon layoff video. If you haven't watched it yet, it's a really good video. I think there's a lot of detail in this. The 30,000 Amazon job cuts are just an early warning I wrote. And somebody here wrote, it's crazy because my wife just got fired. Never told her why or even gave her an email. She just woke up and was no longer an Amazon worker. It's crazy how they just cut us from jobs and treat us like toys they are tired of using. And then somebody else, writes here, what happens when all these companies fire everyone for AI and nobody has money to purchase their products? Which is fair. This is actually a really good point. And that's where we talked about game theory. And so I'm going to pull up the little game theory we did because I think it's really interesting. And it kind of relates to this credit market stress because the credit market stress is really just banks and lenders starting to go, oh my God, we have been lied to by these credit agencies again. Double check the books, get things ready. If nothing breaks, fine, we got protected. But if poop hits the fan, we don't want to be the last one off the ship, so to speak, right? That's the same game theory that goes into laying off people. I hate to say it, but understand this. If you spend $1 at Amazon, Amazon gets about 10 cents, okay? If Amazon cuts $1 of expenses, they replace 10 of my dollars, right? Because if I spend $10, Amazon nets $1. Or if they cut $1, they also net $1, right? So cutting $1 is like getting $10 worth of revenue. So cutting $1 is huge for their bottom line. They like cutting $1. But then you also have to understand the game theory of this. Because understand this, if you have two companies, we game theory this out. If you have two companies and both companies do not cut and the economy keeps going, then what ends up happening is margin compresses at both of these companies through typical capitalistic deflation or disinflation. And you kind of split the upside. So Amazon gets a little bit of a benefit, another company gets a little upside, great. If instead you have, let's say, company Amazon that cuts workers and company B, let's say, I don't know, whoever else does not cut workers, then Amazon's margins might go up, where the other ones doesn't. The other company's margins don't go up, right? And so one company could go up and get more recession resilience and appear stronger in the good times, but also be stronger in the bad times. So therefore, company B is actually incentivized to cut. And so from a game theory point of view, as a company, you should almost cut because you're going to save so much money. You're saving $10 basically of revenue by cutting $1 of profit at Amazon because their margins are about 10%. It's going to be different, obviously, at different companies. Microsoft has higher margins, right? And then, of course, you don't want to affect growth. That's why Amazon's cutting at human resources and not their growth drivers. But anyway, the point is, the default scenario here is if you can cut without affecting growth, the default game theory is you should do it because it protects you in the event of a recession and it makes you more competitive or at least equally competitive to the company B, right? And then that's where we said, like, for every $1 of Amazon, every $1 of salary Amazon cuts, that's basically $10 of revenue. And how much of that $1 of salary is actually going to go back to Amazon? Maybe 5 to 8 cents of every dollar, right? So it would take them somewhere around 100x, basically. They'd have to make like $100, or they'd have to lose $100 of revenue to even make a difference to what they're cutting in salaries. Because that specific salary isn't purely going to go back to Amazon entirely anyway. And even if it did, there's a 10x multiple. Even if 100% of all that salary go back. Which none of that really matters. Like, just get to the bottom line and all. The point is, if a company can cut without affecting growth, they're going to do it in this economy. So, now try to put these pieces of the puzzle together for a moment. You've got a few things going on. Let's write this down right here. Number one, really bullish catalyst, a new Fed chair coming in May, bullish May. We've got rate cuts, okay? That's bullish October through December. We've got the end of quantitative tightening, that's bullish October. We've got Taco, that's bullish now. This is a euphoric or the start, this is either euphoria or the start of euphoria. Like everything's great, right? But underneath the surface, you have those private credit concerns and then that labor market. That's it. And so it sounds like companies are starting to prepare, at least on the credit side, for a potential rollover in those private credit markets. And that's where you're also starting to see some, quote, strains in the funding market. Now, this is really interesting. The New York Times was just talking about this, but not only was the New York Times talking about this, you've got a lot of institutions now talking about the FOMC basically being clueless because of these spikes or dislocation in the SOFR market. This is the SOFR market. This is the secured overnight funding rate market, basically the overnight cash. Hedge funds, banks, they go there, they get pay off debts, borrow money or whatever to cover bills or whatever in an overnight basis. For a normal human being, like a normal you and me, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. Like, we don't borrow overnight. This is crazy. But these massive institutions, they do, because even 5 bips on $1 billion is a big deal. It pays for people's salaries. So it makes sense to have humans move this money around. The problem is when these numbers go up, like when this chart goes up, it means there's less cash available. That's why they write over here, this part's stable, this is a mess. Okay, how do you know the Fed has gone too far with cutting the size of their balance? When you start getting this kind of mess. That's why Jerome Powell a couple weeks ago comes out and is like, bro, we have a problem here. We may have gone too far. It's time to maybe stop. We need to turn the vacuum cleaner off. Now, the Bear Trap report, that's what this is called, they say the Fed actually being late could be one of the factors that are hurting our bull thesis. But in addition to the Fed being too late, private credit deteriorating. This $1.3 trillion private credit industry to cut exposures, take losses, default on loans, and cause a cascade through high yield bank loans and credits. See, a lot of people think that, it's not going to be banks that get hurt. It's just going to end up being private credit markets. It doesn't matter, the credit crisis. Private credit will just get hurt. It'll be individual companies that'll go bankrupt. Nobody else. Yeah, doesn't really work that way. Because what we just saw with Tricolor and First Brands was investment banks, which technically aren't banks, but big investment firms, which have big public stocks, which affect the entire financial system for stocks. Tanked. UBS and Jefferies got hit very hard. But it wasn't just them with exposure. It was also companies like JP Morgan. They had to lick their wounds on like $170 million of losses. There were also banks out of Japan that had to lick their wounds on billions of dollars of losses because of just those 2 small companies, relative to the whole financial system. going to put. So then it sort of makes you start scratching your head and go, right, if that private credit market rolls over, it is a big deal. So from a game theory point of view, credit wants to insulate and companies want to insulate. So to me, those firings and this sort of tightening in the private credit market, they're more like little early warning signs that people are kind of putting blankets around themselves, like get ready for the winter. Winter is coming. People are starting to hoard blankets. And it's kind of like we're in summer right now, or we're in late summer, and everybody's kind of partying with their bathing suits or whatever. But what happens when all of a sudden the cold front comes in and people didn't get prepared? Well, that's when we start getting nervous about where we sit with margin debt today. I mean, if you go to FINRA margin statistics, it's scary. We've never seen margin this high before. $1.1 trillion in margin debt. And frankly, this is the highest level we have ever seen. Like if you go back to historic data and you download these spreadsheets, you can go all the way back to 2021. We didn't see $1 trillion margin debt. We were in the 900 billion range. But markets usually always top out when margin tops out. That doesn't mean that we're about to top out soon. Remember, I mean, look at the catalysts. We do have bullish catalysts ahead of us. You know, this is the kind of stuff that we plan for in the Meet Kevin report, in the Alpha report every day. We talk about short, medium, and long-term catalysts. And we try to position, 10-year stocks versus like 2-month stocks or day trade stocks, right? We try to be very clear with the difference between those. Well, you've got to evaluate that right now. We're running high on all these bullish catalysts. It makes you wonder, okay, like how much of the Fed cutting or how much of the Fed pausing the vacuum cleaner is already priced in? How much Taco or Zaco or Euphoria is already priced in? The market's killing it right now. We broke my 615 price target, which I had on the Qs, which is awesome. Tesla jumped right off 414 and now off 443, 433 rather, which we talked about also in our Alpha reports, both of those lines. So it's a remarkable environment for risk, and it seems like the Fed cutting is just going to keep introducing more